the Gear Review in Lake Powell, Utah. Hey explorers, today we're going to be reviewing the Harbor Freight Survival Knife. Let's get started. Today we're going to be reviewing the Harbor Freight Survival Knife, which is $10 at Harbor Freight, and you can actually order this online from them, which is pretty cool. Probably the best knife that I have for the price, but we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of having this knife. First things first, you can see that it has a pretty large belt loop here, which I have a belt in. It's handy to wear on your belt. I call this my fire knife because I use it to split wood. As you can tell, pretty dirty. Use this a lot. I've had this about 4 years now. Hasn't broken yet, even after beating it with lots and lots of stuff. I use this mostly to cut wood and for bushwhacking. Has a serrated blade on this side and a straight blade on this side. The blade length overall is 8 inches, so it's pretty huge. I was reading the comment section on the Harbor Freight website earlier. Somebody said that this knife is balanced, so it's not. So the sheath that this knife comes with kind of sucks. I had to sew this one back together myself. Came apart maybe the first week that I owned it. Inside it's just a little piece of plastic and some nylon-ish material around it. So that's the sheath for you. Nothing fancy, not really awesome. This serrated blade, not a very good serrated blade. It's flat edged, not diamond edge, so it doesn't really cut very well on things that you'd like to use a saw for, and it is only about 3 inches of serrated blade, so you can't really get much sawing in there anyway. But I do like using this so much for woodcraft because it's heavy and it's really easy to just keep chopping with. Super easy to keep doing that with. Something that I really don't like about this, and it is actually a safety issue here, is kind of hear that? The blade is very loose on here already. There's a little nut right here that you need an Allen key to tighten, which I don't have, so it's just going to remain loose until it flies off and injures someone. There's 2 more holes right here for doing whatever you want with. I guess you could, I don't know, tie part of a sheath to that or something, and then there's a hole in the bottom here so that you can have a string in there so that if you drop this, it doesn't go flying and chop your feet off. Instead, it'll just swing and cut your knees off. The string on this one broke almost immediately as well, so I've just left that off. But something really cool about this knife, even though it does have this really bizarre handle, it's very uncomfortable to use, but it's pretty cool because there's actually stuff inside, and that's what makes it a survival knife. So let's take a look at what's inside of this knife. So the blade of this knife is stainless steel. I don't have any rust on this yet, and I have gotten it wet many, many times. And I don't use oil to keep it safe. And the handle is aluminum. So this little piece right here screws off. You don't need any keys or anything for that, so that's great. Has a little rubber gasket right here to keep everything inside dry. And this is everything that the knife comes with right now. I don't have anything extra in here. There's a compass on here. The compass sticks very often. I wouldn't rely on this, even less so in an emergency. So that's the cap there. Inside it has just a little tiny kit in this plastic bag, which is very thin and has ripped, even though I've never used anything in here. We have some standard kitchen matches, which I think in an emergency you'd want waterproof matches probably, and probably more than 6 matches, but now I'm being picky. There is a small sewing kit. It has 2 buttons in here, the world's smallest clothespin, 4 different colors of thread, and no needle. One needle. One needle's in there, but again, it was wrapped in plastic. And then next to that, I'm just going to take this out because the bag's already ripped. We have the world's smallest fish hook, so I guess you could maybe catch like a goldfish with that if you're really, really skilled. And then we have a small striker for the matches, which is great, necessary as well, because these aren't strike anywhere matches. And then we have this little tiny piece of cardboard with maybe 10 feet, 15 feet of fishing line on it. The fish hook used to be attached to this. I don't know what happened. I've never used this, the survival part of this, but I don't know. I guess it just got jostled around in there to the point where it came off. But this is everything you get for $10, which is pretty awesome. Mine is the belt over here. That's my personal belt. But other than that, yeah, pretty solid knife. Other than the safety hazard and the imbalanced weight of the whole thing. But I like it. I use it for fires, like I said. I would recommend this, except there's plastic inside. You know what? I'm still going to recommend it. Guys, it's pretty sweet deal for the price. It's fun to hold. Looks pretty neat. I like it a lot, and I take it with me pretty much whenever I go camping. It's been my camping companion for about 4 years, like I said. So I like this guy. $10, solid buy. So thank you guys for watching. Really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like so we know that you actually liked it. Otherwise, it just looks like you watched it. We're out in the west now, if you couldn't tell by the beautiful scenery around us, and we're working in Lake Powell for the summer as boat instructors. So we're teaching people how to drive houseboats and other small boats, which is super exciting. We're totally stoked to do it, but we don't have a lot of internet, so we're not going to be able to post lots of videos this summer, which I guess is the drawback of living somewhere so beautiful and so remote. The nearest grocery store is 2.5 hours away, so there's that. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more of our content, and we'll see you next time.